Today on The Social, music's biggest stars stepped out for the 68th Grammy Awards last night. We break down the show-stopping looks that lit up the red carpet. And from Bad Bunny's historic Album of the Year win to Justin Bieber's stripped-down performance, we weigh in on the standout moments everyone's talking about. Then, paging fans of the Pitt, Katherine LaNasa, aka Nurse Dana, talks about bringing the emergency room to life and the impact the show has had on the medical community. Plus, Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Alessia Cara tells us about her role in the Olympics and what music she's working on next. It all starts now on The Social.
The Social! This is going to be we're going to have a great start to the week. We'd like to welcome back to the panel music journalist Emily Hanskin. Welcome back. Okay, well, the brightest stars in music have given us a whole lot to talk about today. The 2026 Grammy Awards lit up LA on Sunday night, and the red carpet, it is always known for its bold look. So we're going to chime in who we think won the award for Best Dress last night. Miss Cynthia.
Oh, God, I'm going with the most obvious choice, who is Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
She went full Black Swan. This was a custom feather mermaid gown. It was gothic perfection. She also did that eyebrow thing we've talked about.
Yep.
She blanked them out, which is not a thing that I like, but it works in this case.
Yeah.
To me, it's so vampiric. But what's especially notable is that this is done by a Canadian designer, okay?
Yeah.
I know. So this is not the first time she's worked with them. They're based originally in Montreal, and they go by Matière Faisales, which sounds very fancy in French. I might not have got the... Do you know what that is?
Oh.
It means fecal matter.
Yeah,
guys.
I was about to say.
Fecal. That was what they went by. Fecal matter was their official name until this past year, where they changed it to make the French version. But anyway, their name represents the toxic excesses of fashion and the steadfast devotion that sustains them, which is very Gaga, I feel.
Yeah, you're right. That is very Gaga.
How about you?
All right, so I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum with that style, and I chose Olivia Dean. She wore a custom Chanel black and white dress, and I'm telling you, the hair, the makeup, the dress, the shoes, she hit it on the head. She also won the award for Best New Artist, and she also won a big fight against Ticketmaster, who was trying to gouge the people who were trying to go to her concerts, and she won. So for many reasons, she is a winner in my books.
Yeah. Wow.
I felt like we saw a lot of gowns, a lot of suits, even like some things that look like medieval, and maybe even some figure skating outfits. But we didn't see anyone who looked like Shabuzi, who just seemed to embody what the Grammys are to me. He's got like, he's formal party on top. Formal party on top, and then sort of like a house party on the bottom. It's so eclectic, and I thought it was so fitting because so is his music. It's a little rap, it's a little R&B, it's a little country, and it just seems very Grammys to me. This is so much fun.
This was actually a trend last night. It was a lot of the men wearing denim down below, and then, formal up top. So
I loved it.
Okay, for me, I didn't pick what she wore on the red carpet. I picked what she wore when she went to present an award. And I'm talking about last year's big winner, Doechii. Okay, so take a look at what she wore when she hit the stage to present last night. This is a stunning. Listen, I picked it because I would want to wear it.
Yes.
Let's be honest, right? Did someone say almost nothing up top? That's a Melissa top.
Yeah.
So what I love about this is Sarah Burton for Givenchy. It probably looks from this raspberry feather, whatever that is. Jenna Ortega wore something similar to Emily.
Yeah, just we're looking at each other.
Remember?
Yeah.
And what I love about this is it's her style evolution. Last year she was, and everything she wore last year was very androgynous, male tailoring, masculine, Tom Brown. And now she's going, I'm in a new era. She calls it her modern boho goddess era to reflect her new music that's coming out.
That's
so I'm really
awesome.
excited.
I love that you went with Tom Brown and Doechii's look, because last year that was one of my highlight looks. Doechii walked up on the carpet in a Tom Brown kind of deconstructed suit. And this year my favorite look is Audrey Nuna from K-pop Demon Hunters rocking a Tom Brown
this was very
deconstructed suit. I love looking at the carpet.
Very
Everyone looked beautiful, but there were a lot of quite simple silhouettes that I was a little bored by. But this kind of asymmetrical deconstructed silhouette really took my breath away. And there's a beautiful story behind it as well, because she said, she's a proud daughter of immigrants, and that her grandfather, their survival story is really centered around clothing manufacturing. And that Tom Brown was one of the first designers that he actually placed orders for, her grandfather. So to have this full circle moment where she's actually wearing that designer on the red carpet
This was Doechii last year.
is such a special, I think, a special full circle moment.
I love
That's stunning.
Gorgeous.
Little David Byrne, too. Like,
Oh, yeah,
you love
100%. The bigger
Yeah.
the suit, the better, baby. Yeah.
So that was our best dress. But listen, a lot of artists took risks last night. So who do you think took the biggest risk, Emily?
Okay, so I'm sitting at home and I'm watching the Grammys feed, and I see Chapel come on with this gorgeous kind of sheer garnet colored cape, and I'm thinking, this is sexy, beautiful, she looks amazing. And then all of a sudden, she drops the cape. And when she drops the cape, I scream at my TV because, well, here we are. Yes.
You can't,
So this is Miguel Castro Freitas for Mugler. It's actually inspired by a Mugler from 1998 piece that caused quite the stir back then. This is it, you can see it here.
Yeah.
So this really took my breath away. I mean, it's supposed to make you react. I think she absolutely killed it on the red carpet because, there are some concerns around, whose gaze is she kind of dressing for, but I think it takes someone like Chapel to reappropriate a look like that, to totally own it and to turn male gaze into empowerment. It blew me away.
Can I just bring up one thing? Listen, this is the type of stuff I like to see on the Grammy red carpet. You're a rock star, give me rock star stuff.
Yeah.
And I was with this look. I love the whole thing until I got down to her very sensible church shoes, and I was like, no, girl. Look at those shoes. They're so not with the outfit that I was like, what did you do?
Imagine if you trip, what happens then?
Trip.
Your dress is connected
Boobs,
to those
honey, the
nipple
boobs
rings.
are out. I was thinking, ladies.
You need
The boobs
comfortable
are,
shoes. You need comfortable
You know what I was
shoes.
thinking?
You can't risk that.
You know when you wear a dress, ladies, that has a little bit of a train and inevitably someone's gonna step on it?
Yes.
That is not the train you want to step on. That's all I'm saying.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
Okay, so my risk taker, obviously there was a lot of naked dressing as per usual on the red carpet last night, and Heidi Klum took it to a whole other level when she wore this dress.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's sort of a latex number. People online were saying it looks a little bit like melted American cheese or like that kind of Polly Pocket. I don't know if you remember those.
Polly
that
Pocket.
You would snap on like they were toys. Anyway, the thing is what you're not seeing is when she walked in this dress, which it's a thing to behold because it was so tight. She had to kind of scuttle along.
Yeah.
And
Scuttle is the word.
It begs the question of how did this woman A, get there, and B, sit through the whole show? One does not know. One will have to find out. But anyway, yes, Andrea.
I have a feeling she just came for the carpet and then put on her tracksuit and went right back on. She just did a circle. No, she did a circle and she was like, back to the car. Because you can't sit down in that. My choice was actually someone, I don't even really think that he's a risk taker, but compared to everybody else's very, somber navy blue and black and gray suits, he was the risk taker, and I'm talking about an artist named Somber. He wore this sequins and lace suit by Valentino. He is 6'7". And I love this entire look, and I'm hoping that next year, the men who attended this year are kind of go, you know what, we should push the envelope like Somber. This is what the audience wants to see when we hear and think about the Grammys. We want to see fashion, not just from the women, but also from the men. So thank you, Somber, for bringing it.
You
It
know,
looks great.
I think it's a risk to wear a jogging suit to work, let alone to the Grammys. But that's precisely what 25-year-old Lola Young did. She's a singer-songwriter from Britain, and she dressed it up with a nice tie.
People
shirt.
like this.
But listen, she was up against Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter, and Chappell Roan for Best Pop Solo Performance. Guess who won? Lola did.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
she
it was a risk, but I think it paid off. I think it's so much fun.
How jealous do you think Heidi Klum was of?
No
yeah.
kidding.
Yes, so true.
It's giving a British Billie Eilish.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Okay, so who was my risk taker yesterday? Well, I'll tell you something. When you see her, you'll see exactly why it's a risk. Tiana Taylor. She went to present an award last night, and there she was on the red carpet. This dress is defying. It is defying gravity. And listen, I know I don't want to talk about a woman's body, but look at that body, Adi. She is absolutely stunning. She has taken fashion and she's shown us how fashion can just put you on the map. She is highly talented. She just won a Golden Globe. But last night she was there at the Grammys because she was also nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah, she's doing everything.
She looks
Yeah.
like that.
And you know what the best part about all of her? She's been killing the red carpet. So the best part, she's her own stylist. She goes straight to the designers. She does not have a stylist. She goes and she puts the looks together with the actual designers.
Save 20%
My gosh.
of it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, maybe she gets the 20% off.
Perfection in a dress. Well, that was a lot of fun. We're going to take a very quick break, and then we're going to come back and discuss Bad Bunny, Justin Bieber, and all the other unforgettable moments of last night's Grammys. We'll be back right after this.
Tomorrow on The Social, social media star comedian Laura Ramoso chats about the inspiration behind her live sketches and viral impressions.
Something to say, we want to hear it. And how can you get your voice to us? Get us on social media and be a part of this conversation. So the 68th annual Grammy Awards will go down in history for unforgettable performances, for tributes, impassioned speeches. And we're going to start with, speaking of which, Bad Bunny, who not only won Album of the Year, first Latin artist to do so, but also delivered probably last night's strongest remarks, blasting the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. Yeah. Emily, what did you think of Bunny's big night?
Yeah, I mean, it was expected and hoped that he would win, but the Grammys do Grammy sometime. You never know what they're going to do.
Facts.
So, and for me, this was such a monumental moment. Just seeing Bad Bunny take it in and process a solid 20 seconds and him having his head in his hands like that. I mean, this is such a rare moment.
So
and
beautiful.
after a 3.5-hour broadcast, for us to kind of stop time with him and be present in this way, because what is he considering right now? I think, you know, yes, the musical merit of this album and this win, absolutely. But I think what last night and what we're learning and continue to learn is that music cannot or should not exist outside of the political and social realities it's made in. And, you know, Bad Bunny, this album, you know, so what's the context for Bad Bunny? You know, him being a proud Puerto Rican, his relationship to his homeland, to the extent that he had a 31-date residency in Puerto Rico and, you know, brought in tens of millions of dollars into their economy. And that is all wrapped up in this album. And at this specific social and political time, to have this person and this man walk up on stage and win it, it is so much bigger than just an album winning an award. And I think that is how we can remember that the Grammys are still relevant in a way, because tying those realities together, it isn't in a vacuum, and it just really it means
so
a lot.
nicely said.
Yeah,
So nice.
absolutely.
Isn't
It was
the first
awesome.
Latin album to...
It's the first fully Spanish album to ever win Album of the Year.
Wow.
And now it's like all eyes are going to be on the Super Bowl performance.
Yeah,
Like,
next
there's
week.
So much
That is next week.
pressure on him.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
yes.
and pressure, and I guess it could be unfair in terms of the expectation, but I think he steps into it so gracefully and with such integrity, as we saw last night. Such a balance between the personal and political, which I think makes for the most actual, authentic kind of commentary, right?
So true.
Yeah, that's so great.
Okay, well, we got to talk about Canada representation, and Justin Bieber won over even the harshest critics with his very stripped-down performance of Yukon. It had people talking for sure.
Literally stripped down.
What did you think of it?
The New York Times actually described it really nicely. It feels like we've been following him from childhood stardom to adulthood, and there have been some bumps in the road. and that he hasn't always had a good time while he's doing it. But last night it felt like they described it as a re-emergence on his own terms and almost like a molting. Quite literally, he was shirtless and shoeless, just with a guitar, a mic, and a loop pedal, and the audience was just sort of waiting with bated breath, like, what's gonna happen? Is this gonna be okay? Is he okay? And then as soon as he gained confidence, the audience did, and it was a memorable, like, beautiful performance. I thought it was like a return to form, or like he was looking inward, I guess.
Or there was
on an international
or
stage.
the other prop on that stage was a mirror, and I felt like that was so poignant because it was like, is the mirror reflecting him? Is it reflecting us and the way in which we projected onto him? I thought it was so multi-layered.
That's such a good point of our involvement in it too, right? Because I feel like we've watched him, you know, his peaks and ebbs and flows and the struggles he's gone through, and we've played a part in that. So I feel like he's given us so much, and finally comes on stage, literally nothing left to give. He's stripped down and saying, I have my talent, I have my faith, I have my heart and my soul, and like I'm presenting it to you.
I'm gonna say, I'm glad he did do. I thought it was a beautiful performance. I was worried about him on the red carpet. He looked very unhappy. You know, today all the gossip magazines have all the body language experts. What did Justin really feel? He did not crack a smile. He has been through a lot. And yes, we are complicit to a degree in that, but I was still worried about him until he hit the stage. And him coming back, this is the first time he's been at the Grammys since 2022, a self-imposed hiatus. He had to submit his own music. So it's like he is ready, but I'm glad he's just dipping his toe in, but maybe skip the red carpet next time. I think it's still too much for him. I don't think he's fully back yet.
I kind of like it, because usually I remember going to his concert and it was all of the things, the backup dancers, the outfits, all of the, you know, the glitz and glamour. And it felt like, well, and I realize now, we weren't seeing the real him. This is the real him. He does not want to smile for the cameras. That's not how he feels. So he's being authentic. When he performs on stage, he wants to be stripped down. He doesn't want 10 backup dancers who are scantily clad with all of this hype and backflips. He just wants to play the music. And this part of his life makes me feel like I'm seeing the real him for the first time. And he's been around since he was 15. So I don't know. I loved it. It was one of my favorite performances for last night. It was really good.
Very nice.
Really
so
good.
the show's peak might have been the In Memoriam segment. Post Malone, Lauryn Hill, and Reba McEntire all performed in honor of artists we lost over last year. Legends like D'Angelo, Roberta Flack, and Ozzy Osbourne. So what struck you most about the tribute?
I'll tell you what, I've always watched the Grammys every single year for as long as I can remember. This is the first time that the In Memoriam performance was my favorite performance of the night.
Wow.
When they did the tribute to D'Angelo, Angie Stone, John Forte, and Roberta Flack, and they had all of those artists led by Lauryn Hill come out one after another singing, you know, Roberta's songs and some of D'Angelo's songs. First of all, I felt like I was at a concert. I forgot that we were talking about people who had passed away. And they did it in a really beautiful way. But then a little part of me was kind of sad, where I'm like, there's been a conversation about R&B music as dying, and how the industry is, you know, really not giving it the due that it's the respect that it's due. And so I was watching that, kind of going, so what's going to happen? Because if D'Angelo didn't die, we wouldn't have seen any of those artists on stage last night. So where are we going? Where are we going to get that music? How come the industry has forgotten about that music?
And I think that question made last night and current moment of Grammys iteration and reiteration so interesting. Because if you compare, it opened the show with the best new music, best new artist medley. And if you compare those like largely kind of TikTok spurred breakthroughs to a legacy, a collection of artists, I think that tends to be, as an audience member, you watch it and you either disconnect as a younger generation or you disconnect as an older generation. And I think watching last night's show, what really came across to me was we need it all. Like, we need the thread for all of it, not only to keep that viewership, but it's all relevant and it's all important. And it's easy to, and it's kind of fascinating to kind of trace that trajectory through a 3.5-hour broadcast, rather than ousting it. Because it's constantly evolving before our eyes. Not to say that you should oust, you know, legacy acts, because you should not, but also not to say you should disregard, you know, somber.
Yeah. I think one of the things that struck me, because we started with Bad Bunny and talking about him and how political his music is, so that you can't really separate music and politics. I got kind of emotional. I was surprised watching Ozzy Osbourne, the tribute to him, because they played a song called War Pigs, which was done in the 70s, around the time of the Vietnam War. It is an anti-war anthem. And if you don't know it, the lyrics are just as relevant today. It talks a lot about how individuals and systems that perpetuate and profit from violence to pay attention. And we've been talking lately, even backstage or around, like, where are the anthems? Where is music being protest songs. So this to me was a reminder that it is still happening, but it needs to happen more. And I found that, not to mention just watching his family in the audience, it felt very profound and very important.
Yeah. Beautiful. True. Wow. Grammys are back, y'all. Emily, thank you so much for joining us today.
That was amazing.
All right. This is the time where we're going to say, go out of the room, get your glass of water, come back, because after the break, one of the stars of the hit series, The Pitt, the one, the only Katherine LaNasa is here. We'll be back right after this.
Did you bring Langdon back here?
No, Al Hashimi did. You banished him to scrub purgatory. He did everything you would have done with that cellulitis patient. If you think he missed something, tell him.
Well, we're probably going to need to intubate. We're definitely going to need an ICU bed.
What happened?
She is in septic shock on pressors.
Open shoulder dislocation is back.
Westbridge shut down all their ORs, so they told us to bring him back here.
You joking? This ain't the Radisson?
Not my problem. Where should we park him?
Gravel wall.
Welcome back. Well, that was a clip from the 5-time Emmy-winning medical drama, The Pitt. Now, each season takes place during a single 15-hour shift in a Pittsburgh hospital emergency department, and this year the shift resumes on the 4th of July.
Our next guest plays Dana Evans, the charge nurse at the center of all the action. Please welcome to The Social Emmy Award-winning actor Katherine LaNasa. We're very excited to have you here today. Your character's a fan favorite, so we're so happy that she's back for season 2 after a pretty harrowing and traumatic season 1.
Yes.
Why do you think Nurse Dana came back to the hospital, to the Pit?
I think from all the nurses that I've talked to that work in the emergency department, and just a lot of nurses in general, I think they feel like it's a calling.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that it feels very purposeful, and I think for Dana, it's where she gets her identity. You know, and I think that's really hard to turn your back on, no matter what you've been through. I don't think she knows who she'd be if she wasn't there. Yeah. She's been working there since she was in high school. Is the backstory.
Wow.
I know I talk about her like she's a real person. If you didn't know, she's been working there since high school in an imaginary other universe. Dana was there.
She was there. She was there. Well, listen, there are super fans of the show, and we know that watching it is a very physical, intense experience. It is that, you know, it feels like no breaks. There's no music.
Yeah.
It's like the tension is always there. I'm clenching my butt the whole time. Like, you just can't breathe. You can't move. So that's watching it. So what's it like to shoot?
It's, well, I don't have to do a lot of those trauma scenes, but I've been in a few of them. It is really intense. You know, the funny part is, like, sometimes you don't know that someone's going to be nude until they are. You know what I mean? Like, because they're all covered up during rehearsal, and like during the mass casualty last year, I would like all of a sudden be confronted with some stuff, you know, and I was like, I was like, wow, okay, I'm like on my walkie-talkie, okay, I'm looking at this, now I'm looking over here, like, you know, like you don't always know what you're going to see. But it's rigorous. It's a rigorous work experience. It's a rigorous working experiment. See, it's pre-lit. You know, our set has a ceiling. Like, this has lights hung in it. We have a ceiling. It's a hospital, right? And so all those hospital lights, they can control with a board in the back, just like a theater, right?
Wow.
So we don't wait for lighting setup. So we'll shoot something, and then we just kind of stand around and decide what the next shot's going to be. We wait around in the hub, or we might go wait in the family room as part of the set, but we don't go back to our trailers or anything like that. We don't have cash chairs. It's just...
Wow.
Well, listen, we hear from healthcare workers all the time about how unexpectedly therapeutic this show is. We even have our own doctor who comes on our show all the time, Dr. Sheila Jayasinga, in the show to see you. She talks about how much it means to not only healthcare workers, but also how she sees it reflected back in patients, how they have a little more grace, a little more gratitude.
That's very good.
But did you ever imagine an acting role could be healing for so many people in that industry?
Well, I do think that storytelling in general is healing. I think it's why it's just a part of human nature, right? We've been telling stories for hundreds of thousands of years in one way or another. So I think just sharing our human experience. But the fact that it shined a light specifically on these unsung heroes. We want to say people that work in the emergency department, but also nurses. You know, they don't have the fancy label that doctors do, and they give so much. So I'm really, really proud to honor them with the role, and they do so much, and I've learned so much about what they do in preparing for Dana. So.
And you have a personal connection to that because, you know, you actually had a personal experience with cancer just a few years ago. In fact, just before you booked the Pitt.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious to know, did your experience with your nurses and your caretaking team in the hospital inform any parts of Dana?
I think in my journey, I saw how much the little things that they do really matter. Just the little kindnesses. I'm sure we've all been to the emergency department before, and when someone is really caring and really kind, just a little tiny thing matters so much. A warm blanket when you're getting a scan, or one nurse in particular at Piedmont in Atlanta. I had to keep going back to the ED a couple of times, and after I had gone through my cancer treatment, and it made me feel like it was never going to end. Like, do I just live in the hospital now? And and I broke down. It was the first time I really broke down. And she said, listen, the first 6 months after cancer are really bumpy. It's not going to stay this way forever. And I believed her, you know, and it mattered so much. And I really wanted Dana to be a character that embodied all those traits. And I think having been on the other side of it made me know how to play it, you know? So it gave a lot of usefulness to that cancer journey that I never saw coming.
Wow. And how,
yeah.
and how.
Yeah.
And this season, at least, I think a lot of us who follow Nurse Dana, we have, you know, Baby Jane Doe locked in her head, the way you say it. Your accent work on this show is remarkable. Katherine, how do you do it?
How do I do it? I don't know. I just do it, you know? I don't know. I studied with this woman named Suzanne Solby. I'm just hearing about this Baby Jane Doe craze. I've just heard about it. Like yesterday, Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing sent me, somebody had it as their stim and they were playing it, and so I reposted it. I don't even...
Can you say it for us once?
What, Baby Jane Doe?
Yeah.
She's looking good. She's looking good, taking formula well.
Listen, we can't have you here and not also talk about your amazing co-star, the one and only Noah Wiley.
Yes.
Come on. Man, your timing, your chemistry, it's like this choreography that we're watching on screen unfold. What's it like to shoot with him, and how much do you think that, you know, he has in common with Dr. Robbie?
Well, he's really fun to shoot with because he has great ideas, and he just, I don't know, he keeps me guessing. And he's funny, and he's the smartest guy in the room. But thank God he doesn't have too much in common with Robbie. I'd have a heart attack. You know what I mean? I just want to have a heart attack worrying about this guy. It's like I have my own children to worry about.
It's true. It's true.
I know.
Katherine, you're an absolute delight. Thank you for coming and talking to us today about the show. Oh. Be sure to catch new episodes of The Pitt streaming Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Crave. And we'll be right back with a look at how we can channel some of that style we saw at the Grammys into our own wardrobes. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. The Grammys red carpet is always one of the most exciting fashion moments of the year. The event gives artists the ultimate platform to express what their personal style is all about.
Yeah, that's why we love it. So lucky for us, our next guest is here to break down the signature fashion vibes of some of the biggest names in music and show us how we can bring some of that energy into maybe our own wardrobe. So please welcome to the show stylist Maria Chowdhury.
Yay! Okay. First of all, for those of you who don't know, Maria is actually our stylist, our personal stylist on the show every single day. She's the one who dresses us.
Yeah. And I'll just tell you
that our last guest was just talking to me about my outfit and complimenting me, so just so you know that.
Yeah.
I want to know, what do you think of the fashion last night overall at the Grammys?
Yeah. Well, I think you ladies know that I can be a little extra with my fashion choices. I feel like the Grammys red carpet is the perfect chance to show off that extraness. So naturally, I loved it, but I don't love it as much as I'm here with you ladies, bringing a little extra to the social today.
You are going to bring extra, and I'm very excited. So our first Grammy style star is none other than Doechii. She glammed it up in a custom gown by Roberto Cavalli with a 13-foot embellished train. So time to see how we can get in on her style. So Hamira, come on down.
Okay. Oh.
Gosh, she's gorgeous.
I know, right?
This is so
gorgeous.
good.
Yes. Doechii is known for her structured silhouette. So even though her look changed a little bit last night, she still had that corset that really brought that structured element. So this set here is from Manière d'Ivoire, which is one of our favorites. And it does come with a matching trouser, but in true Doechii form, we decided to go with the shorts because it gives you that mix of power suiting and with a playful twist. I love mixing textures, so adding this faux leather burgundy tie really adds that element of interest.
Maria loves a tie.
She loves a tie.
I went bolo today, but and then to echo the burgundy color throughout, we've got the burgundy faux leather gloves from Winners. We've got this cute little micro bag, which could hold your lip gloss. And then moving down to the loafers, we've got these great burgundy loafers. And honestly, how much better would an event be if we could be wearing loafers? We know that.
No kidding.
Right? So
and all the bling. Look at all the embellishment.
So let me just say, pin it to win it. Brooches are back. So I want you stacking them, layering them, putting them on your lapels. You can even notice that we put a little bit of the detail on the where the buttons are of the jacket. So you can notice those.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
So fun.
Now, Maria, what if
like
someone doesn't want to wear loafers with shorts? They're feeling funny about that.
Okay, yeah, so I feel like it's just you want to create that element that you're wearing pants. So to wear a knee-high boot that's in a darker color really still gives you that vertical line. So and it gives you that more coverage so you feel more comfortable.
Okay, oh my God, I love it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, well, we can't talk Grammy style star without touching on Bad Bunny. He turned out in this sleek tuxedo from Schiaparelli that was classic from the front, but a little party going on in the back. So now we have Trey in a Bad Bunny inspired look. Let's take a look. Come on out, Trey.
So good. So Bad Bunny looked great last night, but I think Trey is holding his own. And in this Ross Mara Canadian designer, we do love a Canadian moment. And similar to what Bad Bunny does, last night he wore velvet, which is a classic fabric. But here we've got tweed, and with Bad Bunny wearing the corset on the back, we're having a little extra fun with the sequins dusted throughout. Yeah. And then I'm gonna throw in a brooch. So we've got our brooch with our tie. So instead of going with the tie route, which I love a tie, but we went the bow. And then to add a little edge and personality, we've got the pearl pocket chain.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes. And then we're sticking with that monochromatic look, so it actually does make you look taller, which I think Trey's doing okay, but, and then you don't have to beat yourself about getting the same colored shoe. We're in the same color family, so it still creates that clean line. So it gives you that polished and very intentional look.
Oh, great look.
Right?
Amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, Trey.
All right. Okay, well, last night, if you saw Sabrina Carpenter on the red carpet, her look, it was a little bit of like wedding fashion inspiration, maybe. It was an ethereal custom creation by Valentino, R.I.P. So I want to see how you translated Sabrina's look. So Maddie, come on out.
Vibe. Right?
Very Sabrina. She is Sabrina on a Saturday night.
So Sabrina, we are in the blush world that she wore last night, and then she's known to make her real outfit formula. What we have is pastels and corset. She's very old Hollywood glam.
Yeah.
So this actual set is from H&M, and it's under $100. Why I love it is because you can mix and match with the skirt with a sweater, and also the vest you can wear with a pair of jeans. And then the corset's actually from Amazon, $40. So
nice.
Yes, we love that, right? And then if you're a little uncomfortable about wearing a corset and you want to try, a great way to do it is put it on top of something, whether it's a blouse or a blazer, but just gives you that coverage feel. And then we can't go anywhere without a jacket these days, so adding a little texture here with this faux fur jacket. And then in true Sabrina form, we've got the socks with the platform to give her that height and give her that cuteness look. And then really, I just want you to know you don't have to pay extra to be extra, right? So really, with the base of this look being under $150, I think we're winning here.
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
So much fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so we spoke a little earlier about Chapel Rowan's look. She bared it all with this custom wine red Mugler look. It was backless as well, technically frontless. So I don't know how you're gonna inspire this look. So we cannot wait to see it. Liz, come on out.
Oh, very Chapel. Yes.
And she's doing the whole thing too.
Oh, yes.
Very
Talk
Chapel.
about bringing the drama. I'm sorry, guys, this is daytime television, so we're going with her traditional look, which is very Victorian, castle core vibes, right? So she does a little mix of fantasy with a bit of edge. So this is actually also a Canadian designer, Sagradessa. And what I love about it is the contrast of the drape, the soft drapiness, and still the structured element with the corset. And to go a little medieval, we've got the chainmail, you know, because we're being a little extra.
Yeah.
And then...
Where does one get a medieval chainmail thing these days?
I'm telling you, Amazon.
Wow,
So,
incredible.
And then we've also got a little chainmail purse if you're not feeling that daring. And then the folding fan's actually from H&M, which is also great if we're feeling a little bit of the heat. And then what I love is the contrast of the more chunkier boot on bottom. So it gives you that contrast of the fantasy mixed with a bit of an edge too.
Wow, Maria, this was so much fun. You blew us away. Thank you so much. We need to see all of our Grammy style stars one more time, so come on out.
So good. Oh my God. Okay, remember, you can check out all of these looks again on our YouTube channel right after the show. And up next, you know and love her, the one and only Alessia Cara is here.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, a new short film called The Gold Within, Family and Fire, celebrates athletes from Canada and around the world as they chase their Olympic dreams. Let's take a little quick peek.
Passionate love songs piercing the snow-bright silence, breathing nothing but north. Come gather around this fire we build.
Coverage of the 2026 Winter Olympics, and joining us now is the narrator, just a Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter, the one and only Alessia Cara.
So good to have you back on the sofa.
Thank you.
Okay, now before we get into your projects, we have to talk about the Grammys. Because, you know, back in 2018, somebody won for Best New Artist, first Canadian artist to do so. Which is amazing. So I'm just curious, what moment at the Grammy stood out to you last night?
Oh my gosh, well, so many, but I think my favorite moment was when Bad Bunny won Album of the Year, his emotional moment. I think, I mean, aside from the fact that he's amazing, of course, like I think in light of everything going on, it felt very poetic and triumphant, and I was like, I was so happy for him. And he, anytime I just see an artist get emotional, like it's such a sweet thing. It really gets me. So that was really special.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about your involvement with the Olympics. How did this collaboration come about?
Well, they actually asked me to be a part of it, and I think it's because, you know, of course, I'm Canadian, and I represent that all the time, always. But there's another, you know, side to me. Both my parents are Italian. I come from a family of Italian immigrants, and so I think, in light of the fact that they are in Italy this year, they thought of me, thankfully, to be the voice for that. So, yeah, I was really honored. I get to, like, represent both and have my little host voice on. I get to be one of you guys. I was like,
yeah. And you said that you represent both, but I'm curious, like, your parents are from Calabria, Italy, much like Cynthia's family is, but you're also a Canadian. So who are you cheering for?
Oh my gosh.
A little bit of pressure.
I know, it is a little bit of pressure. It's very hard. I feel like my heart is like torn two ways. I guess it's like, I mean, the chances are higher for me, so it's kind of a win-win no matter what, right?
It's a good way to put it. Excellent. The way you wiggled out of that.
I tried,
The only trouble is if Italy and Canada ever play hockey together, then you're in big trouble.
I know.
Anyway.
Or soccer. This year, World Cup, if they qualify,
soccer.
Toronto's gonna be, that's gonna be really hard. I think I gotta split my jersey in half.
That's true. Listen, you were really the start and part of this movement online where there were young artists that were just uploading music on streaming services like YouTube. Look at baby Alessia.
Oh my gosh, these clips.
You started uploading on YouTube at age 13. Is that how old you are about here?
Yeah, I was 13. I'm playing guitar on the neck of the guitar. As you can see, I don't have much experience with playing. But yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe you have.
But like, you know, when you look at that and then to now, so how did starting so young, do you think, impact your career today?
Yeah. Oh man, I think it's especially challenging, I think, going into it that young. And I mean, I think the young athletes can also relate, and musicians can relate. I think there's something really strange about public perception, especially at that young of an age. I think we're very malleable that young, and we're already kind of forming our own opinion of ourselves. And so when everybody kind of has access to you and you have access to seeing what everybody thinks of you, that young, while you're also forming your own opinion of yourself, can be very challenging. You know, so I feel for anybody young coming up right now in the age of like the internet and things like that. But I think the most important thing is just having good people around you, and I thankfully have a really great family and a great team, and you know, who've always reminded me of what's important, and thankfully because of that, I think I've had a relatively good head on my shoulders. So I've made it through, you know, the other side.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'd
say so. Well, listen, you posted a few pictures recently of you in the studio.
Yeah.
Can you tease anything about maybe some music you're working on? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. Well, yes. So I recently completed a world tour, which was, you know, really intense and really fun. And I guess I was just really inspired by the live aspect of music because I was doing it live so much. And I got to play a lot of my old songs and new songs in this live setting with new arrangements, and I just got kind of inspired. Also coming off of the 10-year anniversary of my first album, which is crazy. I know. I know, pretty wild. So yeah, all those things, and I was just like, okay, how can I like commemorate my entire career and also like this like new like live setting that I've been in? Like, how can I encapsulate that? So without giving too much away, I've been recording a project that definitely is a live project, live off the floor, with some possibly commemorating old songs and parts of my career, possibly some new things.
Oh, that's a good
different genres, a reimagining, if you will. Yeah, so I'm very excited about it. It's
my
cool.
God. You better come back and talk about it, okay?
Yes, of course.
Oh my God, Alessia, this was so much fun. I love how all your worlds collide and you end up here with us. So thank you so much.
I'm so happy to be here, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Cool. Tomorrow on the show, author and urban planner Jay Pitter will be joining us. A fascinating conversation about why public spaces need to be created with joy in mind. Never thought of that, huh? Also tomorrow, comedian and social media star Laura Ramoso. And Jess, you were saying like she's super funny.
Oh my God, she's so great. Have you guys seen her videos? She plays a German mother, the Italian passport, please lady. Yeah, you know her.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay.
You're fun.
No, you're fun. No, you're fun. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye-bye.